And it's time for a basic taste test. It's only going to be a quick one because it's really hot. I want to get in the garden with these beers. But I really want to drink these beers, so I thought, you know what, I will do the taste test now and then I can finish them off in the garden. And this is basically what we're going to do. We're going to take this, which is a bottle of Hawkstone lager that I purchased from it was from the Grand Tour tent near the Farmer's Dog. So essentially from Clarkson's Farm. So that's a Hawkstone lager that I bought from Clarkson's Farm. And this is a 4-pack of Hawkstone's lager that I purchased from Morrisons, it was actually. So, and this was 4 bottles for £8.50. This was basically £3 a bottle. Straight from the, well, not from the brewery, but straight from the farm itself. Is there a difference in taste? I'm thinking not. I mean, this could just be, I mean, is it the same beer? Probably, because they did have these packs of 4 available for purchase over at the farm anyway. So it's probably exactly the same stuff, but if you buy it from Morrisons, are you getting the same quality? You're getting there because, of course, it would have been transported. How long will it have been stood around for? What kind of temperatures? What kind of light would have been hitting the bottles? Could be all kinds of factors that affect it on its way to Morrisons and on its way to my fridge after I buy it from Morrisons. So we'll take the one that's cold. I put one in the fridge. The others haven't been in the fridge. So that one's been in the fridge, and that is from there. So I'll pop that back down. So here we go. So on the right, this is the bottle. Okay, so I've looked at these numbers before. Bottle 31, that is the one that is from Morrisons, and bottle 04 is the one that is from Clarkson's Farm. So what am I going to do? I've got 2 glasses that are similar, but not quite the same. They're both similar shape, but this one's got a slightly, it goes in a bit more at the top. So just in case I forget which one's which, I'm not going to do this blind. I'm just going to do it as is. Just grab a bottle opener, because I want to drink these in the garden really, so I thought I will do this first before probably combining them both into a big glass and drinking it in the garden. So anyway, in the meantime, not opening that very well, am I? Right, in the meantime, let's have a little look at what we've got. So let's get the beer out into the glass for both beers. So there it goes, about that much for the taste, for the purposes of the taste test. They're both equally cold. They've been in the fridge for roughly the same amount of time. A little bit more in that one. So there we go. So we've got so this got a slightly thinner neck. Hopefully that doesn't mean I'll get more aroma out of it, just because it's got a thinner neck. This one's poured with a bit more of a head than this one, but I don't think that's got anything to do with anything really. There we go, getting a bit of a head on that one now. It was just the way I poured it. So there we go. What can I say? So Morrisons on the right, on my right, on your left. This is the one straight from the brewery. Might as well put the bottles down because they both look identical anyway. So let's have a little look. Let's first of all have a nose. This is retaining its head better than this, but it's probably just because this is a dirtier glass. So looking at the colour, I'm not expecting to see any difference in colour at all. Not sure if this one's a bit cloudier actually than this one. I don't know. No, they're both very similar. I think. Let's try a nose. So let's nose this one first. Oh, nice. Just a little bit of malt, a little bit of lemon, nice and grassy. Very, very nice. Lovely smell. Very fresh, I'd say. Ooh, lemony, crisp. Smells clean. Okay, so that's the one from Morrisons. Let's have a little smell of the one from Clarkson's Farm. That one's fizzing more. I wonder if there'll be a difference in mouthfeel on these. Again, similar kind of smells. I don't know if there's much of a difference really. I'm getting a bit more malt in this one than this one. This one's a bit less. This one's got. You're definitely getting more malt in this one here. Some marmaladiness on the nose. Again, that could just be because it's a narrower neck. But yeah, this one certainly smells more malty. Let's do this business. Yeah, maybe I'll get a bit of the malt from that as well. Maybe it's just because of the shape of the glass. Yeah, I'm getting that as well. I'm getting the maltiness as well. And the lemon. It's leaping out a bit more on this one. But it is really retaining the head. The one, you're getting a thicker head for this one than this one. This one's giving you a thicker head. Definitely. This one not quite so much. Well, yeah, I'm getting a bit of the bit in the nose there, getting a bit of the malt in the nose. Okay, let's start tasting them. So I'm going to start with the Morrisons one first. Cheers. Nice and dry. Not too much of that lemoniness, which I got last time I had a Hawkstone. Nice bit of bitterness, very clean. Very tasty, very nice. It is a cracking lager, that one. Okay, nothing to swell my mouth out with here, but I'm just going to live with these for a little bit. Let's try this one now. Cheers. Get a little bit of caramel notes on that one. That's weird. I'll go back to the other one in a minute, but it does have a slightly different taste. Ooh, cheers. This one's certainly more carbonated. Get a little bit of that maltiness in the flavour there. Getting the orangey, marmalade characteristics in there a little bit. Nice bitterness on the finish there. This one, very, very similar. Get a bit of maltiness there. Nice bit of bitterness on the finish. I'm not finding either of these too sweet, which I said, I know last time I had Hawkstone, I said it was possibly a little bit too sweet. That limey, lemoniness to it was a little bit much, but these, I'm not getting it as much. This one's certainly more vibrant. That carbonation is waking up the taste buds a bit more. This one's possibly a little bit flatter. Let's pop a little bit more in. Just have a see whether we're getting anything out of this. Yeah, I mean, they're very similar. Clearly the same beer. But I looked at the bottles and stuff, I could not find any difference whatsoever. There was nothing on the bottles that would make me think for a second that they were made differently anyway. They're obviously made by, in the same place and, are labelled up by the same things and stuff. It's clearly just done at some big brewery and just shipped out everywhere. But yeah, all I can say is this one's a little bit more fizzy. But the general flavour is very similar, to be honest. So what do I think of it? I think it's great. It's a really nice beer. It's a really nice lager. Tier 4, I would reckon. And it has got a little bit of that lemoniness, a little bit of that bitter lemon coming through, which is nice. Keeps it interesting. So there you go. Yeah, they are very similar. I wouldn't go all the way down to Clarkson's Farm to get a fresher version of it, if it is a fresher version of it. They are very similar, and I imagine that you'd probably get a different one from Morrisons, which may be a little bit more bubbly. So, I imagine the only difference I'm getting here is possibly the difference between two different batches, maybe, or just, whatever. Or one might be a little bit older than the other. Yeah, it's a little bit more bubbly that now on second inspection. But yeah, nice aftertaste, nice biscuity aftertaste there. So yeah, Morrisons 4 for £8.50. You're getting a really premium product, I think, for that price point. It's decent, it's nice. Yeah, big recommendation. Do like it, and they are both very similar. Maybe this was a complete pointless waste of time. I think I'll do I might do a similar thing with the session pale once I get some session pales from Waitrose. Maybe I'll see if it lasts that long. Anyway, well, nothing else to say really. Really don't know how to end it. Until next time, have a good one.